Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of oil and natural gas. Looks like oil was up today. It really wants to break higher. It's right at the top of this resistance line. We're starting to see these wicks develop, which means people are selling quite heavily in the $97 to $100 range. We're trying to move up, but we're hitting that resistance. So we'll take a look at these these charts. I'll give you my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. We'll dive right in here. So this is the light crude oil futures. We've been moving higher. We're trying to break through this resistance line. You can see these wicks developing at the top. What also, if you guys are drawing lines, if you can see wicks like this, you know that you're at a resistance point, and that these trend lines are valid. But it's trying to break. It's trying to move, and someone's selling it off up here, almost like it's being contained to some extent. But this is a beautiful pattern on a long-term perspective. Nice, good falling wedge, broken to the upside, and it's been moving. I think naturally that it wants to go lower, but the war is keeping everything propped higher. So we'll see which way this thing ends up going. Natural gas, a little bit of a down move today, down 1.86%, kind of a bearish engulfing. I do think this is going to head lower. We are coming into a seasonally soft period for natural gas, although renewables have kind of changed the dynamics of the heating and cooling seasons. And we're kind of running natural gas overtime to cover renewables' lack of electricity generation, either during cloudy days, night, or windless days. XOP up 5.26%, monster day today. Very similar to uranium. Uranium also had a monster day today. I'm taping this 2/28/2022, just after market close. Monster day because we've broken out of this resistance line to the upside. We finished very strong. We could see the next leg higher here. If you back out, we are breaking. I'm going to do it on the logarithmic here. We're breaking out of this pattern here to the upside, and that's why this is moving with such good speed, is because we're breaking through the resistance. We are breaking through the sellers. The sellers are being overwhelmed by the buyers with good volume as well. So that looks absolutely fantastic to go higher. SM Energy, another one that's putting in a big bullish candlestick, finishing quite strong today, up 9%. This is one of my cheetahs. Again, guys, I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just holding on to my shares, and this is my largest position. CDEV is one of my other larger positions. I've got the upward arrow. Why do I have the upward arrow? It's because I'm looking at the pattern. Big accumulation, large up days all through here with small little pullbacks. It's trying to break it up through. We've got higher lows, and then we finally broke through today. So that's looking fantastic for a massive move higher because we're breaking through a lot of resistance. Usually a move that comes down lower like this will move upward like that. So over the next year or two, we could see 20-something dollars out of CDEV, matching the same kind of move, roughly speaking, as the downward movement. So you can see we accelerated this downward movement. We had a very accelerated move upward, and now we've been kind of moving on up. So CDEV looks absolutely fantastic from my point of view. This is one of my companies that I have a larger stake in. CWEGF is another one I have a larger stake in. This is Crude Energy. It's got a downtrend line that's broken. It's been moving higher. We're trying to break out of this other pattern that's developing. It looks really good. I'm still in disbelief of how fast all of these have moved from their bottoms. Very, very nice to watch all this. Callon Petroleum, nice big update today, 9.3%. This thing looks like it wants to go into launch mode. On a longer time frame view, it's come up. We're at this kind of area where there's resistance here, some support resistance there. There's some through here. We can see it all through here, so it's trying to break through all that stuff. Athabasca Oil. This is one that I drew in there. I said on the channel, I said, when we break this blue line here, we could run right up to the white line. Well, that's what we did. We're running right up to the white line with good volume. So we're right up on that white line, basically. We're coming up into resistance, and depending on how I drew this, you could draw this white line if it actually, let me zoom out a little bit. The white line could be a little bit lower than where I have drawn it because it's somewhere in this general vicinity right where it's at. So you could see this thing relax a little bit, go sideways at this resistance area about where it's at, and then we'll have to look for another break higher. Recaf getting a little bit of a down day. It's been just moving sideways. This is an exploration company. It's going to move whenever news is released. So that's just been moving sideways. CPG is another one. It's been breaking this big old pattern here. It's breaking out of it right now. There's a little bit of resistance. That's why there's all these trading happening on it. We're breaking through that line there today, or yesterday and today. Closing strong. Looks really good for a move higher. Northern Oil and Gas, another one I loaded up on recently. This was one I loaded up. There's a downward pat. Maybe it's down here at like, yeah, probably down here at like $18, $19. I bought it back some other time too. Loaded up into it. I think we're about to have a gigantic move out of it. We have this downward move here. This is a kind of a Wyckoff accumulation. Double booty bottom is what I call it. You've got the booty bottom here. It's slightly tilted downward. You can put a kind of a line that we've broken through there. We can put that there. We're trying to break through this resistance line going through it. We are doing that right now. We are closing above it, and we could see a big move up. GTE, Grand Tier Energy, up 1.45%. Yeah, it's not as big as some of the other ones. We've already broken a big pattern here to the upside. You can see it. Let it run, guys. Just let it run. TEL is one that I find very intriguing here. This could have a monster move coming ahead of it. Why do I think that? We've got the downtrend line here. They're going to build a liquefied natural gas terminal. I thought back in 2020 when I first bought it at 90 cents and then I bought it again at $1.35, that we're going to need liquefied natural gas terminals, that we could have problems in the world where we would need more liquefied natural gas. Liquefied natural gas was already trading at very high levels, all-time highs. And I thought this was a smart play, a person who has already developed liquefied natural gas terminals before. We're right at this long-term downtrend line that we're about to break to the upside and potentially have a massive move higher in TEL. So this one looks absolutely fantastic if we can break through this. It's right there at that resistance line to see if we can break and bust through it. Monster day today for TEL. Pedevco still moving on higher, up 3.65, still looks really good. We're trying to break through this pattern here to the upside. OAS, looking at this guy, Oasis. Let's go to the dailies. We're coming back in the pattern, so it dipped a little bit below it. We're coming right back up into it. So that looks good. CRK moving on up a little bit, 1.72%, more of a natural gas company. So that one looks good. Long-term view, we're right kind of between all this junk here, doing a return move. Sandridge moving up 2.35% today, breaking out of its resistance line. So we might see a run here if we can break out of this little sticky area. Ring Energy moving on up to its resistance line going across. It's got to break through that, and then I think we'll see a big run if it can do it. Surge Energy, ZPTAF, breaking out of its pattern. This guy's looking fantastic, guys. This is a spot that you might want to accumulate before a big move. It's had a big move, yeah, I agree, but this thing could be. They're all these companies are just, they're breaking all these big patterns. Like it's just ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous. I just can't believe how awesome everything looks. Bullish piercing, going to move higher for Tamarack Valley Energy. This one also just broke out of its pattern to the upside. OIH, we're getting into the energy service companies here. Another break to the upside. This thing looks fantastic. TTI, 8.84% of a breakout of this pattern. You're probably going to see that move higher over time. Transocean's putting in a bullish engulfing. What do I say about bullish engulfings? Higher is what I say. Pump's getting pumped up. We had this bearish engulfing pattern, only lasted 1 day, and then we're back into bull mode. So that one looks good. We've broken out of this massive pattern. It's ready to go. Hopefully you guys are in some of these companies and you're just holding on. Do not trade in and out. Just let them make you money. Big downtrend line break for EXTN, Exterion Corporation. This thing looks fantastic as well. Moving on higher. Valaris doing a back test. What do we do on back test? We buy them, and then that's moving higher, so that looks good. MMA Offshore just moving sideways. This thing looks ridiculous for a monster move higher. This is what I would be a buyer down here, guys, for MRM if you can buy it. TDW, yeah, a little bit of a down day today, but still looking good. That's in a consolidation mode. NEX, this thing has been on steroids, guys. God. Monster pattern break, and this thing's just been moving higher. Now, would I chase this? No, I would just go buy some of those other ones that are right here breaking it. That's what I would do. But this thing's had a monster run. It's gone from like $3.50 all the way to $8 in no time. CHX been moving, just a small little update today. WHD Cactus Energy. Looking at this small little update today, it's still doing okay. OII. I've got the downward arrow. That's probably going to reverse because we got a bullish piercing to move higher. So that is, I got to remove this and turn it up the other way. But this is going to move higher, not lower, with this day today. That's a reversal candlestick day. NE going to move higher. I agree with that. But even though it was a small down day today, Helix, ooh, that's nice. Nice, good bullish engulfing, moving higher, looks good. CGGYY coming on back. This one has had a massive move lower. It's putting in a bullish engulfing pattern of all these weeks or all these months before it. This thing will go higher. It's a little bloody nose on a monthly candlestick. So that looks like one that looks very good to move higher. BTU, just cold. I'll throw it in there. BTU is looking good for a move higher potentially. Yancoal, small little down day today. It's probably like a little bloody nose or something like that. Yeah, a little bloody nose. Continuation higher pattern is what it means. Thungala moving on up. That one looks good. All these look so good, guys. The whole sector looks good. Oil, natural gas. I'm like, everything I look at, I'm like bullish. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I put all my money in. I'm riding this stuff higher, and everything to me looks absolutely fantastic. I haven't seen charts this good. Breaking these big old patterns. It's rare to see this. You see it once every decade or so, and once you see it, it's awesome to be on the right side of everything. And hopefully, people, if you're watching, on the channel, that you're watching this, hopefully you're on the right side and you're just holding on, adopting the strategies, adopting when we're buying things, and keep looking for things that are down. Diversify out. Gold and silver will have its time. You just have to trust me with it. It'll come. I know there's a lot of gold and silver investors. Energy looks absolutely ridiculously awesome. I mean, I look at it and I'm just like, how could you sell any of this? I just keep wanting to buy it and buy it and buy it. And I don't know. It all looks really good to me. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.